Hello children, this is Divian Reddy. Today I want to explain the first topic in your 10th class, that is real numbers. In this real numbers, if you will see in 9th class, in 8th class we learn so many things about the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. All those things we learn in 8th and 9th classes better. But in 10th class, we have the first chapter that name is real numbers. In this real numbers, the mainly two concepts are there beta. The first concept is called as Euclid's division lemma. The first concept is Euclid's division lemma. The second concept is, that fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic is the second topic. So these are two the important topics in your real numbers beta. So first today we need to discuss about the Euclid's division lemma. What is Euclid's division lemma? First we need to understand. So if I want to explain the definition, first just we check what is the definition of Euclid's division lemma. So the definition of Euclid's division lemma is for any two positive integers a and b, there exist whole numbers q and r such that a is equal to bq plus r. So this is Euclid's division lemma beta. So if you see this, you feel somewhat difficult. What is a and what is b and what is q and what is r beta? So I want to explain the simple concept beta. If you take any two positive integers where a and b, if I want to form a relation between a and b, so for example you say that a is greater than b. So in these two numbers, just you think that a is greater than b. When I divide a by b, then you will get a relation that is a is equal to bq plus r. Actually, this is in 10th class it is given that Euclid's division lemma beta, but when we are in 5th class and 6th class, we already learn the division algorithm. What is division algorithm? For example, 45 is divided by 7. For example, you think that 45 is divided by 7. So what is 45 is divided by 7 means? If you will see, 45 is divided by 7 means 7 5s are 35, 7 6s are 42. Here you will get remainder as 3 beta. So this is the division process when 45 is divided by 7. So everybody knows that here a is called, here 45 is called as what nana? Dividend. This is called as dividend. And here 7 is called as what nana? 7 is called as divisor. And here the 6 we know that this is the quotient and r we know that that is the remainder. So when we are in 6th class, if you want to write the division algorithm, division algorithm means here you see nana, what is 45 is equal to what nana? Divisor into quotient means 7 into 6 plus what is the remainder beta? This is 3. So this we know very well. Here 45 is equal to 7 into 6 plus 3. If you compare this with algorithm, division lemma, if you compare this with your division lemma, you can understand better what is division lemma beta. A is equal to bq plus r. Here you see nana, a comma b are two positive integers. When a is divided by b, where a is greater than b, then you will get a quotient and you will get a remainder. So these q and r are unique. They will not change beta. So this is what Euclid's division lemma is saying means if you take any two numbers, if you take any two positive two numbers, you can form a relation by taking q and r whole numbers beta. For example, again I will tell you 52 is divided by 8 beta. What happened you see Nana? 52 is equal to what beta? 8 into something plus something you can write. 52, when 52 is divided by 8, this 52 I can write 8 into something plus something. So how many times it will go with 8? 8 5s are 40, 8 6s are 48, 8 7s are. So it is more than 52. So 8 6s are 48. So how much remainder you will get beta here? When 8 6 are 48, you will get as 4 as the remainder. Therefore, you can write that 52 is equal to 8 into 6 plus 4. So this is in the form of A is equal to BQ plus R. So here A is equal to 52 and B is equal to 8 and Q is 6 and where remainder is 4. So this is called Euclid's division lemma beta. By using this Euclid's division lemma, there is a beautiful application. We have some beautiful applications in your 10th class. So we need to learn that those applications beta. But before that, before I want to explain those applications, I want to discuss with you about what is R. Here R is nothing but here A is equal to BQ plus R means R is nothing but it is a remainder. We learn that it is a remainder beta. So for example here you see Nana, A is equal to BQ plus R. So this R is called as remainder. How it will be? This R value is always greater than or equals to 0 and it is always less than B beta. This R value is always lies between 0 and B and sometimes it may be equals to 0. You see Nana, this is very simple thing. When a number is divided by something, for example, if x is divided by 4, if x is a positive number which is more than 4 you think or less than 4 you think, whatever it may be. So if x is divided by 4, so 100% you will get here one quotient and here you will get one remainder. How this remainder beta? This remainder is always less than 4. It will not be more than 4. I mean, this number A is the number and this is the B is the number and this is the quotient and this is remainder. Now you see once the remainder is always less than 4. I mean the remainder is always less than B and remainder sometimes it may be equals to 0. Sometimes when you divide it with one number with another number, sometimes you may get 0 as the remainder. Sometimes you may get more than 0 also you will get beta. But it will not be more than 4. I mean it will not be more than B. So this remainder is lies between 0 and B. Sometimes it may be equals to 0. So this concept you have to frame in your mind beta. Remainder is always less than B and it is greater than or equals to 0. This concept you want to frame in your brain. For example, here another thing I want to explain you, that is if a number is divided by 2, what are the chances for the remainder beta? So if a number is divided by 2, the remainders should be 0 or 1. The remainders are 0 or 1 because the R value will not be more than 0, but R is sometimes may be equals to 0 or greater than 0. Therefore the choices are 0 and 1. The same number when it is divided by 3, the remainders may be 1 comma 0 comma 1 comma 2 beta. So these three are the chances when a number is divided by 3. For example, x is divided by 5 means 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. So these are the chances to get remainders beta. In the same way, if x is divided by n, so what are the chances for getting remainders means 0 comma 1 comma 2 comma dot 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 n minus 1. So these are the chances to get remainder when a number is divided by n. So this is very very important concept while we are doing some questions, particularly in Euclid's while you are using Euclid's division lemma beta. So afterwards I want to explain another one topic is there. Once again I am explaining beta. If a comma b are any two positive integers, there exist the whole numbers q and r. These q and r are the unique and where here one condition you want to keep in your mind, that is A is always greater than B beta. There exist Q and R such that what is the relation between A and B means A should be equals to B Q plus R beta. These Q and R are the unique numbers. Here Q is nothing but the quotient, R is nothing but the remainder. So this is Euclid's division lemma. So here another one concept is there beta that is very important concept. Here lemma is there, Euclid's division lemma is there. Another one topic is there in your NCERT, in your textbook beta, that is Euclid's algorithm. Euclid's division algorithm. So here I don't want to explain what is algorithm. Algorithm is nothing but the steps. This is nothing but steps to write to solve a particular problem beta. So if you write some particular problem, so some steps, that is nothing but algorithm beta. So what is algorithm? I want to explain you what is the use of this algorithm. So the use of this algorithm, by using this algorithm, we can find the HCF of given two numbers. You can find the HCF of two given numbers. This is very important beta. In your annual exam, you will get one question to find the HCF of given two numbers by using Euclid's division algorithm. Here I want to explain you what is algorithm. For here same thing beta, A comma B are any two positive integers and the condition is A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, and according to the Euclid's division lemma, you know that there exists Q and R, therefore A is equal to what, Nana? BQ plus R beta. So this is the division lemma. So here I want to extend this. If R is equal to 0, if R is equal to 0, be careful Nana, the condition is in this statement, if R is equal to 0, then B is the HCF of A comma B. Then this B value, we can say that this B value is nothing but HCF of A comma B. So this is division algorithm beta. But why it is said as algorithm? Why we are saying it is an algorithm means sometimes you may not get in first step when R is equals to 0 beta. So you want to continue some steps. That's why we are saying this is an algorithm. So when you will get R value is 0, in that step only the B value should be set to be the HCF of A comma B. So I will explain you here. For example, here A is equal to BQ plus R, but here R is not equals to 0. For example, here I am thinking R is not equals to 0. Then next step, this B can be changes into E in place of A beta. B is equal to R into something, you write R into M plus another one remainder you will get, that is R1. In this step also, if you are not getting R1 is not equals to 0. Next step you want to, this R will be changes into A. So R is equal to R1 into something N plus R2. Here if R2 is equal to 0. So in the first step, R is not equals to 0. In second step, R1 is not equals to 0. In third step, here R2 is equal to 0. So in the third step, the remainder you are getting as 0 beta. Therefore, this R1 is the HCF of what are the given two numbers beta? A comma B. So these steps are called as the algorithm beta. These are called as Euclid's division algorithm. So if you, I think you will get some difficulty while understanding this beta, but I will explain you with one example beta. For example, here I will tell you. Find the HCF of 117 and 14. For example, this is my question beta. Find the HCF of 117 and 14. So in previous classes you know how to find the HCF of these two numbers. There are two methods better, that is one is long division method and the next one is the prime factorization method. But here he will tell you by using EDA. By using EDA means what, Nana? Euclid's division algorithm. By using EDA only you want to find the HCF of these two numbers. So here this number is A, you say this number is B. First you write A is greater than B beta because 117 is greater than 14. Therefore according to EDL, according to Euclid's division lemma, A is equal to what, Nana? BQ plus R. A is equal to what, Nana? BQ plus R. Here A is equal to 117, you write 117. Here B is equal to 14. 14 into something plus something you write beta. So how many times 117 will go with the 14 means this will go with 8 times beta. So 14 8s are, you see beta, 2 3, this is 11, 1 1 2. So how much remainder you will get beta here? You will get as 5. But here R is not equals to 0 in this case. Now you go for the second step. You see, Nana, first you take 14 as A and R is B. 5 into something plus something beta. How many times 14 will go? The 14 will go with 5, 2 times beta because 5 2s are 10. Then what is the remainder beta? 4. Now this R, here also R is not equals to 0. Next you go for the next step. First you take 5 as A and this 4 as B. 4 into something plus something. Now tell me beta, 4 1s are 4. The remainder is by 1. Here also R is not equals to 0. Then 4 you take as like this, 4 is equal to 1 into something plus something beta. So with one table it will go by 4 table, the remainder is 0. Here remain R is equal to 0. So in this step, in this particular step, we are getting R is equal to 0 beta. So therefore this is the value of B. Therefore 1 is the HCF of, what are the given numbers beta? 117 and 14. These two are the given numbers. Here I want to make you one statement beta. Here I got HCF as 1 of 117 and 14. So if any two numbers are having HCF is equal to 1, those two numbers are called as co-primes beta. Here 117 and 14 are co-primes. This is very important statement beta. So the HCF of any two numbers is equals to, HCF is equals to 1. Therefore those two numbers we can call them as co-primes. So here the HCF of these two numbers is equal to 1. That's why we can call that 117 and 14 are co-primes. But here you want to understand these steps better. These steps only called as algorithm. In first step we didn't get R is equal to 0, I mean remainder is not equals to 0. In second step we got R is not equals to 0. In third step also we didn't get R is equal to 0. In the last step we got R is equal to 0. But some students they will do some mistake beta. They will write 4 as the HCF beta. 4 is the value of Q. It is the Q, it is not a value of B. So I already told you, if R is equal to 0, B is the HCF of these two numbers. Therefore, according to my statement here, B value is 1 beta. So 1 is the HCF of 117 and 14. So like this, you can take any two numbers. You can find the HCF of given two numbers beta. For example, here I will tell you another one example beta. That is, I will take two numbers. The numbers are, those numbers are, you say 230 and 30 beta. So these simple numbers I have taken, you take 230 and 30. So here 230 is greater than 30 beta, I mean A is greater than B. So according to EDL, Euclid's division lemma, you can say that A is equal to what, Nana? BQ plus R. Here A is equal to what, Nana? 230 is equal to, what is B beta? 30 into something plus something beta. So how many times it will go beta? 30 5s are 150, 36 are 180, 37s are 210. 37s are 210, the remainder is 20 here. So here R is not equals to 0. Next step, you take 30 as the A value and this 20 as the B value. 20 into something, you write something beta. How many times it will go? 20 ones are 20, so 10 is the remainder. Here also R is not equals to 0, I mean remainder is not equals to 0. Next 20 you take as A beta and 10 as B, 10 into something plus something beta. You know that in 10 table 2 times it will go 10 2s are 20, here 0, therefore R is equal to 0. So in this step I got R value as 0. In this step I got R value as 0, therefore what is the B value beta? Therefore 10 is the HCF of, what are the given numbers Nana? 230 and 30. So this is the process to find the HCF of given two numbers. So in this class I explained what is Euclid's algorithm and what is Euclid's division lemma and how to find the HCF by using the Euclid's division lemma beta, and I have given one important statement. What are the co-primes? Co-prime means if any two numbers are having the HCF is equal to 1, those two numbers are called as co-primes beta. So this is very important topic. So in the next class I will explain you what is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and also we need to do some questions in EDA, I mean EDL or in EDA, I mean Euclid's division lemma. By using the application of Euclid's division lemma, we need to prove some theorems also beta. So there are some questions in your textbook also. So in the next class I will explain those questions. Thank you very much.